A vibrating foam roller kind of sounds like a gimmicky sales tactic. But then again, what if it's actually worth getting and could speed up your results? Or even better, could allow you to actually get to the real reason as to why you're experiencing pain. More on that in a second. This is a vibrating foam roller from Nordic lifting. And when I first saw this, it honestly intrigued me because I've been foam rolling for years and I was like, this one vibrates? But the real question is, does it actually make a difference that it vibrates? So right away, I will tell you, I regret getting this because it makes me not want to go back to my old foam roller, except for one reason that I'll tell you in just a minute. But just for context, I have an Amazon Basics foam roller, which is very affordable, but it's honestly just a little bit bulky. It's kind of soft and it's just a little too flat. How flat? Very flat. Like super duper flat? Yes, too flat. But what about will you stop it? Go away. I'm busy. So the trigger points alone on this thing are what I love. So it's firm, it's hard, which if you are new to foam rolling, then that's gonna be a little bit hard to get used to. You gotta kind of work your way up to it. But for me, I'm always looking for something a little bit firmer because after doing it for a while, you just get used to it and you need something firmer. So if you're just starting, you might want to start with something a little bit softer, but very quickly you're gonna find that you want something harder. You'll be surprised when I tell you the next reason why this has now become one of my favorite recovery tools. But at first, I do need to remind you that if you're looking for faster results, but you're dealing with a lot of pain, that's actually preventing you from lifting, then a foam roller could actually make a big difference. And as a dad of 4, I have very little time to waste, and I have to be very strategic about what I spend my time on because family matters more. Now, right off the bat, I'll say foam rollers are not the magic pill, but they can actually help provide relief for tightness and pain that will then allow you to actually get into positions that you couldn't do before because you were so tight and in pain. So it's not going to solve the actual underlying issue, and most likely the underlying issue is something along the lines of an imbalance or some sort of muscle weakness. But in my own situation, it actually allowed me to massively improve my shoulder mobility and eliminate my shoulder pain because I could actually release the tightness and the stiffness so that then I could actually train more effectively and improve my shoulder mobility and train out the weakness, which, as a side note, turned out to be a pretty weak rotator cuff and serratus. But now on to the next reason why I love this so much, and that's honestly because of this little thing. I mean, honestly, it could look like maybe it was just a design choice, but I don't think so, because it's a perfect spot for you to rest any part of your body and really kind of focus on it instead of, and have it be a little bit smoother too, instead of just using the trigger points. But why I love this spot is in particular for my forearms. I mean, you can get your forearms right in there. Anyways, now I tend to have tight forearms because I work a job in remodeling, so I'm constantly gripping and grabbing, and sometimes I'll actually get pain in my thumb or sometimes into my hand, or even you could be dealing with tennis elbow or something up in here, and a lot of times you can release that pain and get temporary relief for sure when you're foam rolling and massaging your forearms. This works perfect for that, and the vibration just takes it over the top. Now, Nordic Lifting seems like a really solid company, and I honestly do appreciate their mission of trying to get good quality products into hands of customers at good prices. And what was even better was they have a really cool customer experience when you actually open the product that you purchased from them. That was honestly something that I did not expect. But there is a huge reason why vibrating foam rollers make the difference for me and why it could for you too. All right, now there's a lot of debate around foam rollers. Are they effective? Do they work? What's the mechanisms behind what they're actually doing? And you're gonna find arguments on both sides. But what I can tell you is that for me and for my family, they have actually made a huge difference. But one of the best explanations that I do just wanna touch on is the fact that they discovered the nerve endings that actually send signals of pressure to your brain travel faster than the nerve endings that send the signal for pain. And so hence when you use a foam roller, you're applying pressure to those muscles. That pressure signal is what's gonna get sent faster than it would pain, allowing you to actually massage that muscle out before experiencing the pain. Now, I'm explaining this in normal person language, but just know that there are some really cool mechanisms behind it. Once you find a muscle that is really tight, what I like to do is really linger there because you wanna hang out in that spot long enough for that tight muscle to actually get the signal to release, and it'll let go. But once you find that spot, I really do have to keep moving at least a little bit to make sure that I'm actually sending my body that signal and giving it enough pressure to actually want to release. So I tend to linger there and I'll rock back and forth. But this isn't always effective because I want to stay in the same spot. But if I just sit still, then it's not going to do much of anything. So what's cool is the vibration makes it so that I don't have to do this, because I can sit in that spot and the vibration just honestly sends the whole signal to my body to relax. It's a really bizarre feeling to actually be foam rolling and have the vibration on. This is very anecdotal, but I can just feel that signal. But if you look at the research, vibration actually does cause increased circulation, and all of that can lead to inducing relaxation. Now, the one downside here is that although the Nordic lifting vibrating foam roller does have 5 settings on there, for me, I was finding that I really only felt the top 2 settings, and now in particular on my legs, because of course legs are gonna be our biggest muscle group. It's gonna take a lot for us to notice that, but for my upper body, it was less of an issue. This is probably gonna come down to personal preference, and what could feel like not much vibration to me, to you is gonna feel like a lot. Now, in terms of price, of course, your basic Amazon cheap foam roller is going to be way cheaper. But here's what I always have to remember is you get what you pay for. So this one comes in at $64.99. And what I would say is just think about where you want to spend your money. Do you want to waste it on some garbage fitness products, which I have done plenty of times and don't want to do anymore? Or do you want to get something that's going to last and actually is really effective? And one of the great aspects is that this actually comes with a 1-year warranty, which is always kind of a cool feature to be able to have with something like this. But also, honestly, the customer experience was bar none. And that's saying a lot when you're just getting a product shipped to your door with very little interaction with the company. So feel free to check out the link down in the description below. There is a discount code there for you for all of my viewers. And now Nordic Lifting did send me this product, but I wanted to make sure to give you my unbiased opinion. But what's cool is they're a great place to check out, in particular for their other home gym equipment, especially things like their kettlebells, which are super great quality. Now, I didn't forget, here's the one reason why I do still like having my Amazon foam roller. And that's because I do like having multiple tools available to me, depending on the situation and issue that I'm dealing with. And sometimes I do want something that's a little softer, yes, and flatter. How flat? Don't. Just because I might have a particularly tight or sore muscle. But one thing you do need to pair with a great recovery tool is just a solid program. And if you're just lost about what program to actually follow, check out this video here so that you don't end up like most people do, struggling to actually be able to build strength. And as always, be intentional, bring the intensity, and I'll see you over there on the next video.